Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Iggyx and I'm back with another Rome 2 replay cast, and this is another quarterfinal battle between me and SH Fuckwad, and he's going to be playing as the Nervii. I'm going to be playing as the Getae here, and let's have a look at some army comps. So I've brought 4 Mercenary Axe Warriors. I really do like Mercenary Axe Warriors. I find they're a fantastic unit. I feel like they're quite underrated, so yeah, I've brought 4 of them. I have 2 Dacian Heavy Bowmen. I would bring 3 of the cheaper ones, but they're just too fragile. They get a charge, someone charges them, and then they crack, and they just don't get the kill. So I decided to go for the more expensive but more reliable ones. I have the typical 4 Noble Swords, which is what you'd expect from a Getae army. I mean, I don't think anyone ever doesn't pick 4 Noble Swords. We have the 4 Spear Horsemen as well, which is typical. These guys are going to be blunting charges and allowing these more fragile units to not get charged, essentially. So these guys are crucial in this battle for me. I'm going to start off with a little bit of a skirmishing engagement here with his Germanic Scout Riders that never ends well. So for his army, I actually really like this army. So he has 2 Levy Freemen here, 2 Celtic Warriors. These guys are going to be the charge absorbers, essentially. Behind them, he has another line of Fierce Swords. So these are 3 Fierce Swords, and he has 3 Oathsworn. These guys are going to be very tough to deal with. Even Noble Swords really struggle with Oathsworn. He has the 4 Mighty Horse. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Mighty Horse, but you do need that cavalry, that mobility, so I'm okay with that decision. He has 3 Germanic Scout Riders and a Levy Freeman here. So I also think he has some skirmishers that are hidden here. I think they're like the ones that have the hidden trait. So yeah, he has 2 Levy Freemen, 1 on each flank. So this is actually a really potent army. These Oathsworn, I mean, if you have this triple line, it's devastating. So I like his decision here. We'll see how it plays out. In terms of the matchup, I think Getae can definitely go very well against the Nervii, but I didn't feel very comfortable with it because I don't use Getae that much, so we'll see how that comes into play. I'm not sure if these Mercenary Axe Warriors were a good decision here, because they are going to melt against the Fierce Swords and the Celtic Warrior charges, so maybe going for 4 Falcons and then spending my money on something else, maybe some more expensive Shock Cav or something, could have served me better, but we'll see how this battle goes. I have brought 4 Bow Horsemen, by the way, and I really do like these guys. They have the 40 missile damage and 125 range, which is the standard range, but the 40 missile damage is very, very important. But one thing that you'll see throughout this whole battle, and it's a recurring theme whenever I play as Getae or with a horse archer faction against a faction that has Germanic Scout Riders, and that's the indispensable value of these Germanic Scouts, because they're very light missile cavalry. They can just harass your horse archers, so that the whole game they don't do as much as they should. So we'll see how effectively he uses Germanic Scouts. And actually, I don't know if you've been paying attention in the background, but Mr. SH Fuckwad has been very cleverly using his Germanic Scouts to bait volleys. It didn't work that time, he lost the guy, but he's been using the speed of his Germanic Scout Riders to bait volleys from my Bow Horsemen, and I'm taking the bait here and I'm wasting ammunition, so this is not a good idea. But he's using his Germanic Scouts very well. He used them very well back here a few minutes ago. Yeah, I'll fast forward a little bit because it's pretty boring right now. We're both not sure exactly how to progress. I think he just wanted to bait some more ammunition from me, and I'm not gonna indulge him any longer. So he's gonna take some shots. I'm firing at his Levy Freeman for some reason, but now I'm gonna start focusing on his Celtic Warriors, which will take a lot of damage, and I'm gonna straight up YOLO charge. It's always crucial to see how well these YOLO charges go, to see if it's a cost-effective engagement. So I'm going to straight up charge the Celtic Warriors. They're going to take a lot of damage, and I'm going to get to his Fierce Swords. So this has been a pretty decent YOLO charge. If I can pull these guys out, see, the whole point of this was to get my Axe Warriors in, so they didn't get a charge. But unfortunately, because it's a triple line. That's the problem with triple lines. You can get the first one, you might be able to get the second one, but you will not get the third one. So these Fierce Swords are going to get a fantastic charge on my Axe Warriors, and they're going to absolutely melt. And actually, these Axe Warriors, yeah, they didn't get a brilliant charge here, these Fierce Swords. These Axe Warriors are going to do okay, actually, but I was not fast enough here. I should have pushed in my Noble Swords a lot faster. But what you must keep in mind is that, first of all, he's got these Germanic Scouts shooting into the backs of my Mercenary Axe Warriors, which is a very good move. But he also has this triple line of Oathsworn units right behind his line, ready for me to do exactly what I'm doing right now, putting my Noble Swords in to help win this fight against these Fierce Swords, because they are winning. And I am going to pull out my noble swords in some occasions so that he doesn't get straight up charged. Yeah, so I pulled out my noble swords. He's going to push in his Oathsworn, so he's not going to get a good charge on my noble swords. I think I'm going to push them out a little bit again, I hope. But he's going to absolutely destroy my Mercenary Axe Wars with that noble swords charge. Yeah, so I'm going to get a great charge here of my my noble swords because I pulled out just the right time. So I actually executed that pretty well there. And I'm going to get a decent charge on his Oathsworn there, and he doesn't get a brilliant charge back there. But his Germanic Scout Riders are being an absolute nuisance. They're harassing my bow horsemen, so they just cannot do what they do best, which is go behind enemy lines and get rear shots of heavy shot into their valuable units. So I'm not doing that right now, and he's definitely using his Germanic Scouts to harass very well, and I'm losing the frontline engagement here, unfortunately. These noble swords did terribly. I think it's because I tried to pull them out of the engagement, but they got caught at the last second by Oathsworn. I didn't notice it clearly. So these guys are absolutely going to eat it. They're routing with 65 men. That is embarrassing. You guys should be embarrassed of yourselves. But yeah, that was not a great engagement for me. I'm pulling out my noble swords so we can get another charge here, and I'm going to get my Mercenary Axe Warriors into another engagement here. So yeah, I'm going to get another charge with my noble swords. So that's a good idea. But the fact that I lose this noble sword so early on is crucial in this battle because they only get 61 kills, and it's going to allow him to wrap around and get rear charges of my noble swords. So that's definitely unfortunate. He is getting into my Dacian Heavy Bowman, and there's not much I can do about it because I don't know where my Spear Horsemen have gone, but he's effectively neutralized them. I didn't exactly see, but yeah, I'm going to get charged into his Oathsworn. I'm purely doing this to stop him from getting a rear charge into my Noble Swords, which will put them out of the fight. But so far, this battle is definitely not going in my favor. He's going to get another really nice charge onto my Mercenary Axe Warriors, which are a very squishy unit, and he's going to use his Mighty Horse to support that engagement, so they're going to start losing decisively here. I am winning this combat against Oathsworn, but he is pouring in the Germanic Scout fire. This is why Germanic Scouts are such an indispensable unit. They're going to get so much HP damage there, and it's going to be very difficult for me to match up against Oathsworn in the late game if my guys have been absolutely destroyed by these Germanic Scout Riders. So these are a fantastic unit. My skirmishing component has been effectively dealt with here. They are putting up a decent fight against his Mighty Horse, which is why I prefer them over the cheaper Dacian skirmishers. I'm going to try get my Spear Horsemen in there, but unfortunately they are going to bite the dust here. And his Mighty Horse are trying to chase away my Bow Horsemen. That's all they really need to do, honestly. As long as my Mighty Horse is being kept away from this battle, I cannot influence these two flanks, and he's using his units fantastically to screen them away, and meanwhile he's shooting with his Germanic Scouts into the backs of my Noble Swords. They already have 28 kills, and these are high priority kills, so honestly this battle is definitely not going in my favor so far. And he's getting another charge of his Oathsworn into my squishy Mercenary Axe Warriors. So not brilliant. Not brilliant, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to get another beautiful jab toss onto my Noble Swords, so he's very effectively screened away my Bow Horsemen so they can do absolutely nothing here with his Germanic Scouts. I mean, he's going to lose his Germanic Scouts, but they are not important in this battle. This right here is what wins or loses the battle, and these guys, he can sacrifice them all he wants. If these guys lose the engagement, that's me finished. And he's going to get a rear charge of his Mighty Horse, which is a very nice move over here. So these guys, honestly, they're gonna eat it soon. My Noble Swords actually did do pretty well in this. Well, I say that 179 kills, that's nice, but my General not doing much. He got charged by these Oathsworns without getting a charge, I believe. But yeah, see, he's using his Germanic Scout Riders ingeniously. He's chasing away my Bow Horsemen into a corner and making sure that my guys aren't useful until the late game. So, I mean, they're going to take a lot of losses. This is not a cost-effective engagement here, but the fact that my Bow Horsemen are not influencing the battle where it counts is what's going to lose me this battle. As you're going to see, the power bar is definitely not in my favor. He's getting repeated rear charge. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it right now. I have no units to support. Any units of value are back here being chased away by depleted Germanic Scout Rider units, so this is going to be GG. He's going to get another recharge of his Germanic Scout Riders. That's not going to do much, and actually their charge got interrupted here, so that's actually not a good move. But I mean, it doesn't matter at this stage. He's going to get a charge of his Oathsworn, charge of his Levy Freeman. My guys are going to crack. Will they reach Unbreakable mode here? Nope, they aren't. So my General's going to die, my Noble Swords are going to die, and this battle's over. I'm going to fast forward here. I was trolling him a little bit. I still had ammo on my Bow Horseman, but I decided to troll him anyway. So I'm just going to take these guys down. But honestly, there's not much I can do. He's going to kill my Dacian heavy bowman. There's not anything I can do. My bow horsemen just do not have the melee stats or the weight or the mass to deal these mighty horse. So this battle, the writing is on the wall. Essentially, he has too much for me to deal with. Levy Freeman screening away. I'm just taking some pot shots on his Oathsworn when I can, but there's not much I can do. So you're going to see that any second now I'm just going to use all my ammunition. I'm just going to charge into his units and give him the game. So a very good game, Fuckwad. He definitely outplayed me in this one, and honestly, I think the army he chose is a very clever pick. A lot of swords were accounted, 3 lines, which is brilliant, and I don't think I should have gone for those axe warriors in the end. They are a fantastic unit, but I don't think that they match the purpose of this battle against the Nervii, honestly. So let's have a look at the stats here. Kills wise, we were quite close, it seems, but his Oathsworn doing a great job here, especially his general. These guys doing okay. These Fierce Swords getting rid of my Axe Warriors, these Celtic Warriors, they got charged by my Heavy Cavalry, so they didn't do much. These Mighty Horse being an absolute pain in my ass, killing my Skirmishers, getting rear charges. These Germanic Scout Riders are the MVPs of this battle, in my opinion. Screening away my valuable units that were crucial to winning this battle, and sacrificing themselves, essentially, so that their parent army could win. So these guys were brilliantly used, so well done there, Fuckwad. These Levy Freeman, 57 kills and that many men remaining is pretty impressive. I think he parked them behind one of my general units. He just tossed javelins, so good move there. So very well played. My Noble Swords not doing much. These guys doing okay, 214 kills, 2 chevrons, and 2 chevrons here, so that's pretty good. These guys got a lot of kills because a decent amount of kills because they killed the Germanic scouts, essentially, that were sacrificing themselves, but these are not important kills, unfortunately. These Spear Horsemen didn't get many kills because they're YOLO charging to prevent my Axe Warriors from getting charged, and the YOLO charge didn't go that well. And I mean, ultimately, a lot of these battles are decided by how well you YOLO charge, and if your YOLO charge is not good, that's the battle done. And these Axe Warriors doing absolutely nothing special, honestly. So yeah, great battle, and I'll see you for the next one. It is a best of 3. We are 1-1 now, so we have one last game to play, so I'll see you in the next one.